Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown. This is Monday, November 15th, 2021. I'm your host, Bronco Bill. All right, guys, I kind of debated on whether or not to wear my Bronco hat during this video, but I'm not one of those bandwagon fans that jump on the wagon when we win and jump off and criticize, say I've never been a fan, blah, blah. So that's why I still done the Bronco hat, of course. I still got the orange and blue. I call it my practice jersey. It just says Broncos on the front. But that's what I wear after a loss like we had. I'll tell you what, guys, I just don't understand this team at all. Let me ask you guys a question before I get into the recap of the Broncos in the AFC West Week 10. Let me ask you guys a question. Here it is. How in heaven's name can the Denver Broncos play like they did against the Dallas Cowboys and put up 30 points on them, a much, much, much better team than the Eagles, and win against the Cowboys 30-16, come home off of that tremendous win, playing against an Eagles team who had a record of 3-5, I believe. And Denver totally does the opposite. Eagles put up 30 on Denver, not Denver put 30 on Philadelphia. Eagles, final score, Eagles 30, Denver 13. Every single thing that the Broncos did correctly and the right way against the Cowboys in Dallas. We had a run game. We had our offensive line was solid. They're opening holes. Our receivers were making catches. Bridgewater was on target. The defense was insane, stopping Dallas 4 times on 4th down with an interception. Patrick Surtain was out of his mind against Dallas. And against the Eagles, it was completely opposite. Denver couldn't run. They couldn't block. They couldn't keep Bridgewater upright and in the pocket. Running game was horrendous. There's a couple good runs here and there, but for the most part, it wasn't anything like the game against Dallas a week earlier. And then Bridgewater is making horrible decisions and mistakes. Defense was nowhere to be found. That's obvious. Teddy Bridgewater is getting lambasted for not diving after the runner for an 83-yard fumble return. He's getting lambasted because he didn't make a tackle or at least make an effort. Have you seen the size of Teddy Bridgewater? Have you seen the size of some of these defensive guys? I wouldn't try to tackle him either. First off, it's not going to change the game at that point in time. If that was maybe the first quarter or something, I'd say, okay, maybe. But Teddy's giving up at least 100 and some odd pounds to this guy, and he's got a full head of steam, and he's on a mission to get to the end zone, and you want Teddy Bridgewater, all of what, 5'10" maybe? And diving in there to try and stop the run or the return and maybe get another concussion, maybe be out again. And then who do we have? Rippon? Yeah, that's what I want, guys. Yeah, that's what I really want my quarterback of the Broncos at this moment, taking that kind of a shot, that kind of a possibility, that kind of a season ending or career ending. I don't want my quarterback doing that, period. I didn't want Elway doing it. I didn't want Manning doing it. I'm not saying that Bridgewater's any Elway or Manning. Don't go there, guys. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is a quarterback is the franchise. Basically, in every team, you have to have a solid quarterback in order to go deep into the playoffs and or win a Super Bowl. Sure, the Broncos defense won it in Super Bowl 50. But if it wasn't for Peyton Manning and what he did all that year, And yeah, throw Bridgewater. I mean, not Bridgewater. Yeah, throw Osweiler in there in a couple of situations. I get that. And that's commendable. And we appreciate that. But the bottom line is Peyton Manning was the main guy. Well, that's what Bridgewater is here, guys. Otherwise, Rippon would be starting. Okay? So let's end that right there. You don't want to get your quarterback hurt on a play that wasn't going to change the game. That Bronco game was not lost because Teddy Bridgewater didn't dive in there after a guy's legs and get kneed in the head possibly. That's not why we lost. We lost because we didn't do anything the same correctly that we did against the Cowboys. Now, did the Eagles watch what we did against the Cowboys? Obviously, no doubt. But we still didn't make plays. So now the Broncos sit at 5-5. And with that loss, the Eagles go to 4-6. I am so glad, guys, we have a bye week. And I'll get into that when it comes to my predictions. I'm so glad we have a bye week. Because one thing is for certain. We are not going to lose week 11. I mean, what else can I say? I mean, the Broncos have been on a bye for 5 weeks. I mean, we got 5 losses, so obviously we were on a bye for those 5 weeks too. So anyways, there you go. Let me move on. This game, absolutely loved this game. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And I'll tell you why at the end of this video what I'm going to do for the bye week. All right, guys? Here it is. Vikings at Chargers. Final score, Minnesota 27, Chargers 20. Loved it for numerous reasons. Obviously, you guys know I can't stand the Chargers, but I loved it also because, the Vikings are a team that should be 7-2 or even 8-1. This was a statement game for sure for the Vikings. The Vikings record came up to 4-5, and the Chargers dropped to 5-4. But the point of it is if you've watched any highlights of the Vikings, and the only reason why I keep bringing them up is because it's very canny and ironic that they can be in every single game close. And if it wasn't for a missed field goal here or a missed catch there or whatever it is, the Vikings should be 7-2 or 8-1. I mean, they've been in every single game. And that's why I say this was a statement game, because the Chargers had a better record. The Chargers were at home. Well, they're at home area code-wise, put it that way. But you can watch any Charger game, and there's at least 50-50 fans, because they don't have fans. I'll get into that, guys. I'll get into that at the end of this video. I'll tell you where I'm going with that. But the Vikings, they came to play, and they made a statement, and now hopefully they can move forward. I've always liked the Vikings as my National Football League team, and that goes back many years. But I've always liked them, and I want them to do well unless they play Denver, of course, because I'm a Bronco fan. Anyways, I was glad to see the Chargers lose. That brings the whole AFC West a little bit tighter, a little bit closer, and I just love it for various reasons. All right, third game of the AFC recap of the AFC West. Chiefs at Raiders. Now, this was a shock to me, an absolute shock for a number of reasons. First off, the Chiefs won 41-14 at Vegas. Not at Arrowhead, at Vegas. Just when you thought the Chiefs were all but done, they totally dismantled the Raiders at Vegas. Now, which Kansas City team is this? Is this the Kansas City team that dismantled the Raiders? Or is it the Kansas City team that lost 3 games at home? Now, granted, this game wasn't at Arrowhead, it was in Vegas, but still. Which team are we going to see going forward? On the flip side, which Raider team are we going to see going forward? Is it going to be this team that just got dismantled and blown out by the Chiefs at home? Or is it the Raider team that just seems to steamroll every other week? I don't know. But the Raiders, by losing, went to 5-4. And hear this, guys. The Chiefs went to 6-4. The Chiefs are now in first place, guys. Can you believe that? I mean, 3 or 4 weeks ago, they were dead last. They're trying to fight Denver to be in last place. Although Denver's putting up a good argument now. But the Chiefs are 6-4 in first place. Here's the AFC West standings. Chiefs, like I mentioned, 6-4. Chargers, 5-4. Raiders, 5-4. Broncos, 5-5. Yep, guys. Back in last. Back in last again. Unbelievable. It really is, to me, unbelievable that we can be worse with Vic Fangio as head coach than we were under Vance Joseph. That, to me, is a shock. But it's reality, guys. Let's hope that the bye week, something really, really good happens for Denver, and we can start going in a more positive direction. And like I said, guys, when we beat Dallas, I had a lot of people asking me, people that I work with, that kind of thing, asking me, wow, that was a great game Denver had against Dallas. You think that's going to turn the pages and they're going to make the playoffs? I said to them what I said in my last video, guys. It's one game. Until they prove that they can do it 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 weeks in a row against quality teams, not like Jacksonville, not like the Jets, not by the Giants, although the Giants beat the Raiders. But anyways, against quality teams, then maybe I'll start thinking we have a chance. But when we beat the Cowboys, I said to myself, I hope that game against the Eagles isn't a trap game, thinking all they have to do is show up and they would get a win. Guess what, guys? That's obviously what they thought. All we have to do is show up. We beat a Cowboy team that was 7-1. Now we're facing the Eagles that were 2-5. So all we got to do is show up, guys. We got our home crowd. We're wearing our all orange jerseys. We're wearing our Rush colors. All we got to do is show up. Yeah. See what happens when all you have to do is show up? You get your butt kicked. Thanks for the bye. Came at a great time because now I got 2 weeks to wash this out of my head. All right, guys. Let's go to Week 11 predictions. Here it is. Obviously, I mentioned that Denver has a bye week. Like I said earlier, thank goodness, because at least that way we can't lose. All right, let's go to the first game of the AFC West division. That is the Cincinnati Bengals at the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the Bengals are 5-4. The Raiders are 5-4. The Bengals had a bye week last week, so they should be totally rested for this game. I don't know what Raider team's going to show up. I really don't. I don't know if it's going to be the Raider team, like I said, that just, had some great wins, like against Baltimore and such. Or is it going to be the team that just got blown away by the Chiefs and then also lost to the Giants? I don't know what team we're going to see. So because I don't know what Raider team I'm going to see, I do know the Bengals are a strong team. I'm not saying the Raiders aren't. They're just not showing it in certain games recently. So even though the Raiders at home, do I think they're going to lose 2 in a row at home? I don't really think so. So I'm kind of leaning, towards the Raiders to win this game against Cincinnati. They are at home. I just don't know what Raider team is going to take the field. And because I don't know that for sure, even though the Raiders are at home, I have to go with Cincinnati. Now, my heart isn't totally into that. I would have to say, if it was a percentage, I'd have to say it's 55-45 leaning towards Cincinnati. But I have to, because I don't know what Raider team is showing up. I just don't know. All right. Second game of Week 11 AFC West. Steelers at Chargers. Now, the Steelers played the winless Lions and ended up with a tie, 16-16, at Pittsburgh. But, there's a but. Ben Roethlisberger did not play that game. Or did he? No, I don't believe Roethlisberger played that game. Now, if I'm mistaken, I apologize. But I don't believe Roethlisberger played that game. So that said, do I take the Chargers at home, who just lost to the Vikings? Or do I take the Steelers if Ben Roethlisberger plays? Well, that's how I see it, guys. I'm going to pick the Steelers at Chargers if, and a huge if, Ben Roethlisberger is a quarterback. Because here's the reason why. If Roethlisberger doesn't play, then Herbert is heads and shoulders over any backup the Steelers have. And that defense is just going to pin their ears back and go after him. And with Joey Bosa and others on that defense, Steelers don't stand a chance. So I'm sorry, guys. I have to kind of hedge my prediction. But it's all based on, again, the most prolific person on the field has to be your quarterback. And if Roethlisberger is not playing, the Chargers, I have to go with the Chargers. If Roethlisberger is playing, I say the Steelers. So I'm going with that, guys. All right? Thanks. Okay. Third and last game of the AFC West, Week 11. Dallas Cowboys at Kansas City Chiefs. All right, guys. This is another one of those. I don't know which Chiefs team is going to be there. Is it going to be the one that just blew the doors off the Raiders? Or is it the one that can't win at home? Well, guess what, guys? They're at home for this game. Now, is it going to be the Cowboys that just annihilated the Falcons by a score of 43-3? Or is it going to be the Cowboys that lost to Denver 30-16 at Dallas? I don't know. I have no clue. But Dallas is 7-2. Chiefs are 6-4. Oh, by the way, guys, I didn't mention this. Steelers are 5-3-1. Chargers are 5-4. Okay, back to the Cowboy Chief game. The Cowboys are 7-2. Chiefs are 6-4. Chiefs are at home. They just came off a huge win against the Raiders. But the Cowboys also came off a huge win against the Falcons. So who do I take? Well, initially, I take the Chiefs because I think that riding that wave of beating the Raiders and then going home and playing the Cowboys, I felt they're going to, have that momentum, that they could ride that momentum into Week 11. But I also thought that about Denver after they beat Dallas, that they would ride that momentum when they came home to a home game. But that didn't work. So I picked the Chiefs here initially. And you know what, guys? I'm sticking with it. The Chiefs are at home. They're at Arrowhead. The crowd's going to be crazy. You know the Cowboy fans travel, so you know it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be maybe 70-30, 60-40 in fans in favor of the Chiefs. Could even be higher than 80-20 in favor of the Chiefs. I wouldn't put that past. But the thing is, guys, I don't know which team on either side. But Kansas City's at home, so I'm going with Patrick Mahomes at Arrowhead. I have the Kansas City Chiefs winning that game. If that's the case, then the Chiefs would go to 7-4. The Chargers would go to the Chargers go to 5-5, and the Raiders would go to 5-5. So then it would be Kansas City at 7-4, Denver, LA, and Vegas all tied at 5-5. And remember, that's because Denver's on a bye and they're already 5-5. That would be a 2-game lead, or a game and a half lead, I should say, for Kansas City. That would be huge. But that's how I see it, guys. That's how I see the predictions for Week 11 of the AFC West. Now, let me go to my upset game of Week 10. I don't know if everybody else agrees with this, but to me, this was a huge, huge upset. And I'm talking about the Baltimore Ravens at Miami Dolphins on Thursday. Final score, Miami 22, Baltimore 10. That is crazy because entering the game, Ravens were 6-2 record. Dolphins were 2-7. That's a 4.5 game difference for Baltimore in the win column. And they lost by 12. Unbelievable, unbelievable game. Miami came out. They shut them down. They forced multiple bad decisions by the Ravens. And Miami just would not lose that game. And they didn't. Again, upset game of Week 10, in my opinion, was Miami 22, Baltimore 10. That's it, guys. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. You guys have a wonderful week, and we will talk to you next Friday. Next Friday, we'll talk to you about the Bronco bye week, and here's why I was reading into the whole Charger thing. I promised, and I said in many of my videos prior, I said that I would make a video as to why I can't stand the Chargers as much as I do. I can't stand them more than any other team in the NFC. So I will, or NFC, I'm sorry, AFC. So that being said, I will bring a video about why I don't like the Chargers as much as I do. All right, guys? Thanks a lot again. Stay tuned. Enjoy the week, and I will present that video on Friday. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.